Okay, I'm going to go through one example. Okay, all right, so if it says, for example, 50%, what is that as a decimal that we already know, like, that you may already know?
50 over 100.
Sorry?
Fine.
What's that as a decimal?
0.5.
0.5, right? We know that as 0.5, but we've got to show how we get there.
Yeah.
So, the steps are, okay, write the number. So what number is there, Jackson? What's the number that we have there?
The percentage.
Not the percentage, but like you get the number before the percentage sign. What number is this? 50, yeah?
50,
Yeah,
yeah.
sorry. I'm making it sound like it's a complicated question.
50,
You're like,
yeah.
what is he talking about, yeah?
Yeah.
So 50, yeah, okay. Now, what do we say 50% is? What is that as a fraction?
50 over 100.
What does that mean when you say that? 50 over. What's that over mean as an operation? Divide. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes or no? When I say 50 over 100, it means 50 divided by 100. Okay? 50 divided by 100. Okay. So now, the second step, okay, is you put the decimal place after 50. Okay, so where does that decimal place go, Jasmine? If I say 50, where does this decimal place go? Is it going to go here, here, here?
At the very end.
Yeah, at the very end. Yeah, correct. Now, the next step is count the number of zeros. Okay? So how many zeros are there in 100?
2.
2. Well done. So you're going to move the decimal place, and I'm going to call it DP, 2 places to the right or left, Jackson?
Left.
To the left. Okay, cool. So to the left. Okay, so let's say we've got here 50. Put the decimal place that Jasmine said to put it there. We're going to move it to the left and we're going to draw loops. 1, 2. Now we put the decimal place there. We write the new number. What's the new number going to be, Angelina?
0.5.
0.5. Let's try another question out. So if I said, for example, 36%. What's the first step we do here, Ekim, on the rules that we've got, the things that we need to follow? What's the first step? Write the number. What's the number? 36. What's the next step after that, Ekim? Put the decimal place. Where are we going to put it? After the 6, yeah? Now what's the next step after that? Yeah, count the number of zeros that you're going to divide by. So 36%, how many, what number is that dividing by? 100. How many zeros are there in 100? 2. So how many places are you going to move it back then? 2 places, yeah. So 1, 2, and then you put the new decimal place, which is here. What's that new number going to be, Blake?
0.36.
Well done. This guy can multitask, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so now let's go through another question. If I said 17%, if I said 25%, okay, I'm going to get you guys to have a go at these questions now. 3 is going to be 85%. Okay? Okay, and then question 4, 215%. Okay? So I want you to show you're working out. Okay, you need to write this. Year 8, this is really crucial. I wrote it in words, but we're learning about maths, right? So we need to write mathematical notation. 50 divided by 100. Write that step down. That's really crucial. Because then we know how much to move the decimal place backwards. Even though I know a lot of you may already know that already. Yeah? So I'm going to give you about 3 minutes to have a go at those questions. You need to show working out. Okay? That's where you're going to get all your marks from. Okay? You might get the answer wrong, but at least I can somehow give you a mark for the working out if it's on the right track. Yeah. Question 5 and question 6. And question. Question 8. Okay. So remember to show you working out. Your working out's crucial. Alright, I'm gonna go through question 1. Question 1, what number is that, Blake?
One.
Question 1.
17.
17, yeah. So I'm gonna write down the number 17. What's the next step, Blake, after that?
You have to divide it by 100.
Yeah, divide by 100, well done. Divide by 100, so 17. What do I have to do next after that, Blake?
You have to put the
Decimal place? Yep.
Yeah.
And then what do I do next?
and you have to move it to the left 2 times.
Yeah, so we're
Those
gonna
2
count how
zeros.
many zeros. It was 2 zeros, so we've got
Yeah.
1, 2. The new decimal place goes there. What's the new number?
Is it 0.78?
Yeah, 0.17. Well done, Blake. 0.17. Good stuff. Okay. Now next one, Jackson. Question number 2. How do I go about this question?
So you write it
Yep.
25 divided by 100,
Divide by 100.
and there's 2 zeros and 100.
Yep.
So then you write it 25 with the decimal point at the end,
Yep. Well done.
and then you draw 2 loops,
1, 2 to the
and
left.
then to the left, and then you move the decimal point there.
Yep.
That's your
And what does
answer.
that become?
0.25.
That's literally it. That's your decimal place. Jasmine, how do I go about this question number 3?
You first write 85 divided by 100,
Yep.
and then you write 85, and then decimal point at the right end, and
Yep.
then you move it 2 places to the left,
Yep. 1, 2.
and then you write it as 0.85.
Well done. Good. Okay. And now, Angelina, how do we go about this question now? 215%.
Because it's at 100, there's 2 zeros, and you go left 2 times.
Yep. What do I have to write? What's the number that I have to write? For this question, what number do I write?
250.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, 215. And then what do I do?
You have to go left 2 times.
Yep. So where's the decimal place? Is it there?
Between 2 and 1.
2 and 1. Okay. So the new decimal place is going to go there. And what does that equal to?
2.15.
2.15. That, a lot of people will find that a struggle. Why? Because when do we ever say 215%? But there's a lot of things that can go up by more than 100%. One namely being cryptocurrency. Okay, even stocks. Okay, it can go up by more than 100%. Okay, even there's so many other things. So now, going through this question here, 0.89. Ekim, what's the number I'm going to write here? Well done, 0.89. And what am I going to do next? Yeah, divided by 100. And next, what's the one after that now? Yep, move it 2 places to the left. So 1, 2. Now what do I do? So I'll put the decimal place there. And now we haven't discussed this before, but we put a 0 where the loop is, yeah? You should all remember to do that. Where there's an empty loop, you put a 0. So what's the new number going to be, Ekim? Well done. A lot of people will struggle on this question, okay? Now, Shaylee, with this question, what's the number we have here? Yep, and what do I do next? What do we write?
I didn't do the strategy. I forgot.
Divide by 100, okay? So 8,159, the decimal place goes where?
After the 9,
Yep, great. Now what do I do?
you move it 2 places because 100 has
Well done. 100 is 2 zeros, so 1, 2, and where does the decimal place go?
like after the 1.
Yep. And what's the new number going to be?
81.5.
Well done, Shaylee. Good work. Okay, I can see from your bookwork there's a lot of working out there. Jackson, what about this one?
So you do 2.56
Yep.
divided by 100.
Great.
Then you move the decimal point to the back.
Yep. And why do we do that?
Because then you need to count the zeros to
Yeah.
move it, so you need to put it at the back.
Okay. I'll go over that next. Yeah, but next what I do, 2 places, 1, 2,
Yeah.
and then there's a new decimal place. What's your new number going to be?
0.0256.
Yeah, this is really complicated, year 8s. Okay, a lot of people struggle at this, even at year 11 and 12. Jasmine, what about this one?
So first you're obviously gonna write 101.53 divided by 100,
Yep,
and then write 101.53,
yep.
and then from the decimal point that's already there, go 2 places to the left,
1, 2, yep.
and then your answer is gonna be 1.0153.
Literally, it's a bit weird, isn't it? Yeah, so I put those hard questions right at the end. Okay, that's really good, guys. I'm really proud of you, and you should be, most importantly, you should be proud of yourself. You've done really complicated questions, but when there is a strategy, this is a strategy. Yeah, this does take a long time. I know Blake's really annoyed with this strategy here, but it's a foolproof strategy. Yeah, you're telling yourself, why am I moving it back? What's the reason why we move it back? Why don't we move the decimal place forwards? Jasmine.
Because that's for multiplication.
Correct. Good memory. So if we had, let's say for example, we had 35.63 times by 100 in this situation, Jackson Blake, okay, 35.63, we're going to move it forwards, yeah? Do you guys understand that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when you move it forwards. Yeah, just because we're doing it back, we kind of forget what the reason is, and the operation is division while we move it to the left, yeah.
It's 211.
Yeah, okay, yeah, okay. So yeah, guys, you can have a break.